Fire Emblem Awakening is by far one of the best games I have played this year. Everything in it is so perfectly synced together, from the gameplay to the story to the difficulty, and of course, it has some of the best characters from any video game. They have characters that are funny, characters that are sad, characters that do all the work, Frederick, and so many more. It's a pretty simple concept here. The characters that I like, based on my personality, support conversations, uses in battle, and overall fun. Now let's do the countdown. It's my opinion, so don't grab if I like a character that you don't, or vice versa. Also, I'm not including the player character on the list, since I'm most likely going to like myself. Now let's get this show on the road. Just scraping onto the list we have Brady, the world's scariest violin player. Brady is a priest, which is a male healer who can't attack. This may make him pretty useless in the chapter that you get him in, but after that, he can be upgraded to a pretty decent fighter. I tend to prefer him as a warmog because Gaius is an awesome dad to have for him, but he can also be upgraded to a sage. Brady became less and less useful as the game continued, so his personality is really what keeps him here. Brady is an emotional nobleman who masquerades as a thug. His mother Maribel taught him the arts of nobility when he was younger, Brady mostly taking interest in the violin. Once Brady comes back to the past, Maribel continues to teach him, which leads to some pretty funny support conversations, such as trying to learn how to grammar write, or being tricked into making his father tea. There's just a certain charm to Brady's personality that makes him funny. Trust me, it's a big part of this list. Tharja is the creepiest character I've ever encountered in a video game by far, and that is why she is so amazing. This creepy little stalker from Plegia is a dark mage with a fondness for curses and, well, you. Being a dark mage, Tharja can wield both normal and dark tomes and can learn skills that can decrease the evasion of her enemies. She can be upgraded to either a Dark Knight or a Sorceress, both of which are very good, with the Dark Knight being able to learn the healing skill Life Taker, and the Sorceress being a boost to her natural abilities. Heck, Tharja was one of my top 3 units in my first playthrough. She's that powerful. And her personality, absolute hysteria, is present in every single one of her support conversations and even her battle quotes. Tharja loves to cast curses and hexes, and is grim and moody to everyone around her, except for one person. She freaking stalks the player characters every move, having an extremely unhealthy crush on them. Unfortunately, this is what leads to some problems I have with Tharja. Even when you both marry someone, she still puts her love for you first. I mean, I admire her dedication and all, but it becomes weird when she keeps stalking you when she has a husband. Also, she tests curses on her daughter. Great parenting skills at their best. Just keep your creepy vibe away from the rest of the army. I'm sure we can be friends, Tharja. Just friends. Lissa is easily the most adorable character in the game. She is sister to Crom and the healer of the shepherds, meaning that she is someone who you will always want to have with you, especially in the higher difficulties. For a base Celebrate class, you can make her a Sage or a War Celebrate. Yeah, those are titles that strike fear into people's hearts. Or you can take the route I like, making her into a Valkyrie, the fearsome horse-fighting, tome-wielding class that is totally accurate to its mythological counterpart. What really makes Lissa though is her personality. She's incredibly childless and yet polite at the same time, calling her enemies losers and then apologizing for killing them. And keep in mind, this is a girl who is most likely a teenager or younger. Another thing interesting about her is that despite Lissa's mischievous nature, she is always trying to be more like a princess, which doesn't go over so well considering that she is a horrible cook and takes sewing lessons from a thief. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention. Why can't we have support conversations with Lucina? Am I the only one who wants to see a conversation between these two? I've never exactly been a big fan of the hero character, but Crom is an exception. He is the protagonist that I use because I want to, not because I have to. As you may know, Crom is the ruler of Yelise, becoming so after, spoilers, his sister Emran, the former ruler, is killed about a third of the way through the game. He wields the Falchion, which, as I've said before, is an amazing weapon that is immune to time's power. He's also the main lord of the game, meaning that if he dies, it's game over. Crom is an incredibly powerful unit, with the Falchion being the main weapon I have equipped for him most of the time. Crom is an incredibly powerful unit, with the Falchion being the weapon I have equipped on him most often. Sure, I can use Rapier to kill some knights, but most of the time, the legendary Blade of Naga will be enough to him to slaughter all in his path. His personality is a combination of big brother, leader, and just plain old warrior. As he leads his kingdom well, without view his tactician, but is also at the same field as everyone else when it comes to battle. By promoting him to the Great Lord class, Crom is able to learn Aether, a powerful skill that heals you and hits the enemy twice. And that's what Crom is. He's just a man trying to rule his country, nothing more, nothing less. He does have some pretty awesome battle quotes, though.
Anything can change. I will not fail. Your end has come.
There's always going to be that one character in any game that is extremely powerful. For the Wonderful 101, it's Wonder Red. For Super Smash Bros. Brawl, it's Meta Knight. And for this game, it's the Wyvern Woman Shurche. Shurche, whatever. When you're a dragon, yes I know it's technically a wyvern, nobody cares about your name. Shurche, simply put, is simple. It's right there in her personality description on the wiki. There really isn't that much to her personality, besides the fact that she's good at cooking and sewing, and threatens to have her wyvern Minerva kill anyone who crosses her. You know, just for kicks. Actually, Shurche does have some interesting history with Minerva. The only reason that she was able to gain Minerva is by defeating her and surviving her fire at the age of 9. The main reason that Shurche is amazing is her battle skills. As a Wyvern Lord, Shurche and Minerva make a deadly combination that will destroy any enemy they come up against. Shurche's incredible HP and strength stats complement her axe skills, allowing her to kill practically anything in the game in a few shots with weapons like Armads. Unfortunately, Shurche's average defense and abysmal resistance make her a very easy target for units with bows or wind magic, meaning that you have to be very careful when sending her out into the heat of battle. Seriously, how can she survive being burned alive as a kid but not as an adult? At least I assume she's an adult. This game never gives you anyone's proper age. There are no words that can even begin to describe Regna Ferox. It's a land full of loudmouth, humorous, custom barbarians that use fighting as their politics. Is there any surprise why this place is so amazing? All of the characters from Regna Ferox, except Olivia because she's a horrible unit, will be appearing on this list, and what better way to start out with than the con herself, Flavia. At the point when you get her in the game, Flavia is going to be pretty useless. If you don't already have a hero on your team, you most likely don't want one, making her pretty much redundant. It doesn't help that she has below average attack power and speed that makes it so she can attack twice, and not a high enough skill stat to make the short axe she comes with usable. Still, I'm glad she was made playable, because if she wasn't, I wouldn't be able to put her on this list and talk about her monstrous personality. She's one of the strongest women I've ever seen in a video game, being brave, loyal, respectful, and above all, just really freaking strong. I mean, if the other con of Ferox, the burly giant warrior Basilio, warned you not to get between her and treasure, I'd be a bit wary of her. You just have to trust the elf sometimes. Speaking of her and Basilio, why can't you get an S-rank support between them? Sure, they rule different parts of the country, but the signs are all there. I want to send the unstoppable Feroxicon couple into battle, damn it! Dragons! For all you giving me odd looks for putting someone like Gnaw in the top 10, let me explain, so you can give me more odd looks. In my first playthrough of the game, I had my unit in knowing Mary. Make all the comments you want about how weird that is now, it'll get it out of the way for later. Anyway, since Gnaw is the daughter of Nilly, that made her my daughter also, so yeah, you might be able to see why I like her. As a unit and a character, Gnaw is in the middle as far as Manikites go. She doesn't have Nilly's hilarious personality or Tiki's power, so she's just average. Hey, don't make fun of average. Average is good. Since she's a Manikite, Gnaw can use a dragon stone to turn into a dragon. What else were you expecting? As a dragon, she can ravage her foes with her breath, though I'm not sure exactly what it's made of. I'd have to say either ice or meth. What Gnaw really shines though is her personality. She looks and acts older than her mother, the former being surprising considering that she's only a teenager, and the latter not being, because Nilly is Nilly. She really does act quite mature for her age though, which I find entertaining because of some of the funny moments it can produce. There's her conversations with Nilly, her conversation with her father, where she questions why he married her mother, and times where she does a complete 180 and goes full kitty. I would make a Daddy Loves You, Guild Arts-like comment here, but I just think that would be a little bit creepy. Now talk about my character's child. I know that isn't as special as having a dragon for a daughter, especially when everyone else who owns the game most likely has also gotten Morgan a few times, but just shut up and let me have my moment. In all seriousness, Morgan is a character that is good all around, and to keep things simple, I'm just going to refer to her as a girl. She has a good personality, levels up quickly and becomes incredibly strong, can become almost any class in the game, and is just cool overall. One thing I like about Morgan is that while all the other child characters remember a future where Rinra has killed everyone, come to think that if the Avatar was bred to be the Fell Dragon, what does it make Morgan, the heir to the Throne of Darkness? She just goes around smiling and getting on with her life. Oh, and being an idiot and trying to get her memories back by running into a wall head first. Certainly the makings of a master tactician, this one. Maybe it's a bad thing that I compared a happy-go-lucky nature to people who have had their families killed, but I think it's cute. And cuteness is the reigning factor of everything. Also, because 20th century Russia, I can force my child to marry whoever I want them to. I dare you to tell me that Basilio isn't amazing. I dare you to be the one facing down his monstrous axe. The Oaf Khan of Western Ferox is one of the best personalities in the game, and is actually a decent fighter, unlike Flavia. Being a warrior when you get him, he wields axes, and if all those other weapons, bows. Sure, it doesn't look as graceful as Virion when he shoots, but I'll be damned if he isn't a good shot. And his personality. Dear Gibbers, his personality. Basilio is a stubborn, intelligent, and just plain old strong leader, though his stubbornness does seem to get him into trouble sometimes. He also laughs his big, oafish laugh all the time, shouts a lot, and brings down the axe while yelling warrior-like lines. If he had played a little bit earlier in the game, Basilio might have been higher, but as he is, he's still funny enough, strong enough, and Feroxy enough to land at the number 7 spot. Finally, we reach the last of the Feroxy, Genophobe Swordsman Lon Q. Lon Q is a character that is hilarious, powerful, and in a way, inspiring. But more on that later. For now, let's see what happens when I play Matchmaker with him. Okay, so, talking about stabbing people, asking Tharja to end his fear, oh man, that's not gonna end well. Saving Muriel's life and then getting experimented on because of it, smashing statues. Yeah, in case you haven't noticed by now, Lon Q is pretty simple, but it's all part of his charm. He has a fear of women due to an incident from his childhood, and his role in the battlefield is summed up in the first thing he says to you.
Right.
Thinking about it, he's a little like Guy from Tales of the Abyss, is both have a fear of women due to a past incident and are forced to work with them on a daily basis. The only differences are that Guy is a nicer person and Lon Q is a better swordsman. I mean, this guy is fast enough, strong enough, and critical hitting enough to kill most enemy units when you first get him, and he only gets better from there. Now to get back to what I said earlier. I find Lon Q to be inspiring because he shows that fear can be overcome, and even reversed, just by going on with your life and getting help. He knows that he has a problem, and after a while he begins to talk about it, leading to a partial cure. But if you think the rest of this list is going to be all sappy, you're wrong. It's just going to be humor and killing from here on out. I have no words for Anna. She is a character that is so powerful that she can go through most battles without a scratch. Due to her incredibly high luck stat growth, Anna becomes, by the end of the game, someone who is practically impossible to hit. Sure, if she is hit, her meager defenses will make her HP go down like something that drops fast, but she can fight back. With practically equal strength and magic stats, Anna can use the Left Sword to deal serious damage to the Trickster, or one-hit kill units as an assassin. Or she can become other classes, but they're pretty wasted on her. She does have a personality, some stuff about being a gold-crazed merchant who will do anything with a quick buck, along with her dozen other twin merchant sisters who show up in the DLC missions. To me, Anna is the best unit in the game, at least in terms of gameplay. Oh yeah, and one of her sisters is also the strongest enemy you can face, appearing in one of the DLC missions, which I haven't done because I'm stingy. And cue hate comments. Look, I know that may be a bit weird putting the 1,000-year-old Dragon Girl at the number 4 spot, but just bear with me while I explain. Remember how I said Azuka Khan was my 6th favorite fairy tale character because of how adorable she was? Yeah, that's Noe, except this little girl can actually hold her own in combat. Being a Mankite, Noe has an exceptionally high HP and strength, making her one of my mains for the front lines. Sure, she isn't as powerful as Na or Tiki, but battle usage isn't why she's here. Noe is here because she is adorable! Say what you will about me marrying Noe in my first playthrough, but when I saw her, any manliness I had was thrown into the trash. Yes, while she isn't insanely cute on the outside, her personality is even better. Noe acts like a child, pouting and crying whenever she doesn't like something, which makes most of her support conversations a joy to listen to. Must contain urge to not die of cuteness overload! One serving of comedic gold coming right up. One character type that I've always liked is the beauty-obsessed flirt, and no character fits this trope better than Virion. He throws himself at every woman he sees, from the manly silly to, well, Tharsha. But in a way, he's actually graceful about it. Doesn't have any lustful intentions, he's just a narcissistic noble having fun. He's also pretty smart, being able to beat the Avatar in mock game board battles, though his methods are a bit ruthless. In his nature, Virion is the beautiful wielder of war's most graceful weapon, the one that strikes its opponent's soul with its shots, the bow, name patent pending. From his base archer class, Virion can either become a bow knight or a sniper, and for me, the latter, giant bow wielding class is what he's better as. After all, you wouldn't want to get his karat full of horsehair now, would you? And because longbows, those things are a godsend. Throughout the game, though which me 2 times, you have the option to recruit enemy units. If you don't want them, you can just kill them, but that is a horrible idea. One of these units is Tharja and the other is Gaius, who I killed in my first playthrough of the game. That was a huge mistake. Gaius is amazing. I know I throw that term around a lot, but even so, most of the time it's the only word that fits. Gaius is a master thief, stealing whatever he can and learning some interesting tricks from his travels. But surprisingly, he actually has a code of honor of sorts. The chapter you can recruit him in, he's part of a band that wants to kill Emblem, but he's only there because he was told it would be petty theft. Not wanting to kill someone, he joins you after Crom gives him a bag of candy, did I mention he has a total obsession with sweets, and becomes a total beast. I find it ironic that even though he doesn't want to kill him when you meet him, you can promote him to the assassin class, which learns the one-hit kill skill lethality. I'm not even joking about the killing part. Blood comes out of your enemy when they are struck by this skill. Gaius can have one of, if not the highest speed stats in the game, clocking in around 40 just by getting to level 20 as an assassin. I could say something about his morals for his willingness to protect the weak, Maribel, but really, he's just the diabetic criminal of the Elise army that I can rely on to help me fight and make me laugh. Of course it's Henry. It's always Henry. But there's a good goddamn reason why, because this twisted dastard is one of the greatest characters I've ever seen in a video game. Henry is a hilarious, powerful psycho who is everything I look for in a video game character. He's constantly talking about death and killing, but instead of being reserved and dark like Tharja, he's all smiles and laughs. He makes terrible bird puns. He studies the biology of vision to try to get them to fight on your side. You can imagine the most bloody, gruesome ways to die. You know what the other characters think of him? They laugh with him, they practice with him, they look up to him, are reassured by him, and can somehow even fall in love with him. And this isn't even talking about his battle properties. Henry, like Tharja, is a dark mage that can become either a dark knight or a sorcerer. While I don't find him to be quite as useful as her, he can still hold his own in battle, being a master of both normal and dark tomes. If you make him a sorcerer though, be prepared to heal his battle quotes a lot, because vengeance will activate all the freaking time. Henry doesn't have any deep morals. He has a somewhat sad past. His parents were scared of him and sent him away to an elite magic school, and a bit of development in his sports, but that's not why Henry is great. He's great because he makes me smile and helps me in battle. There's nothing else I need from a video game character. This has been Yellow Weasel, and I'll see you in the Dark World.